So in this screencast, we're going to look at decisions in microbit. So we're looking at the if-then statement. So when we're looking at a decision, we have if a condition, then do something. So we have to construct a condition that will either evaluate true or false. If the condition is true, then we will do something. Otherwise, we will do nothing. So the example we're going to look at here is if a number is less than 5, then we show that the number is less than 5. Otherwise, we do nothing. So here we have some test cases to test to see if our decision is coded correctly. So we have the number is set to 3. So we go up and we check our condition. Is 3 less than 5? Yes, it is. Then it will show number is less than 5. The next value we're going to set number to is 5. So we'll check, is 5 less than 5? Well, that evaluates to false, so nothing is done. And then number is set to 10. 10 is not less than 5, so again, the whole condition evaluates to false. So we don't show anything. So that's just your basic if-then statement. Now we're going to go to the next stage of this, which is where we add in an else statement. So we have if condition, then do something, else do something else. So an example is if number is less than 5, then we want to show that the number is less than 5. Otherwise, or else, we want to show that the number is 5 or greater. So we have, again, we'll go back to our 3 test cases. When the number is equal to 3, we would expect that it will show number is less than 5. When the number is equal to 5, we would expect that it will show number is 5 or greater. And when the number is 10, we would expect that it would show number is 5 or greater. So let's go back to our little code snippet there and see why that is the case. So number is set to 3. 3 is less than 5. So that condition is true, so it will show number is less than 5. When the number is set to 5, 5 less than 5 evaluates to false. So we go into the else part of this statement, and that shows number is 5 or greater. And then finally, when the number is 10, 10 is not less than 5, so the condition evaluates to false. So again, we go into the else portion, and it shows number is 5 or greater. What we're going to do now is we're going to go into makecode.com. We'll implement this little project, and then we'll download it to the microbit just as a reminder of how to do that again. So we'll just go to makecode.com now. So we're here in makecode.com, and we've created a new project. I'm just going to give it a name. So I'm going to change the untitled to less than 5. I'm just going to save that. So again, remember, it downloads it once you save it. So here I'm going to get rid of my forever. And then on start, well, I'm going to go into variables, and I'm going to set item to, and in this case, I'm just going to set it to 0 to start off with. Now I'm going to go into logic, because that's where my if-then is found. I'm just going to drag across the if true then. Now in this case, it's setting it just to true all the time. I need to replace that with a condition. So I'm going to go back into logic. And you see the way here I've got something less than something else. I'm going to drag that across and drop it in on top of the true. So now what I need to do is I need to bring across my item from the variables block. So if I go to variables, bring across my item, and I'll drop it in just like a jigsaw piece into the place that it fits. So I'm just going to click if item is less than 5. Then I want to go back to basic, and I want to show a string. Now remember, with microbit, we want to keep our output to a minimum really, so I'm just going to put in less than 5 so that it keeps it quite short so that we can see it. So you can see there on the emulator it's coming up. So we're here saying if on start, set the item to 0. If that item is less than 5, then we show string less than 5. So if I now go back in here and change the variable item to 3, still show less than 5, which it does. If I change it to 5, then we would expect that it won't do anything. Now, just to make sure that that's what's happening, I'm just going to restart the emulator here, just to make sure that it is actually checking and not showing anything. So I'm restarting, and it's not showing anything as I would expect. Again, if I change the item to 10 and restart the simulator, again, it doesn't show anything. Finally, I'm just going to set it back to our value of 3, just to show you that it does show less than 5. So what I want to do next is I want to just remind you how to put that onto the actual microbit. So I'm just going to click download. And again, just select down here. So now I have microbit less than 5 here as a hex file, and then I can go into File Explorer and copy that across, which we're going to do. So we're here in File Explorer, and we'll see in our downloads folder that I've got microbit less than 5.hex, and then I've got microbit less than 5 brackets 1.hex. If we look at the date modified, the first one was created at 10:19 and the second one was created at 10:22. So the first one was created when I saved, or when I changed the name of the project and then saved it, and then the second one was created when I did the download. So this is the one I'm going to use because it's the most up-to-date one. The other thing here is you need to have your microbit connected via USB to your computer. So when I have that, I can see the microbit as a drive. So I'm just going to select microbit less than 5 brackets 1.hex. I'm going to drag it across and drop it onto the microbit drive. And you'll see here it's copying. And once it is 100% complete, then that project is now on the microbit. Remember, it overwrites whatever is already on the microbit. And what's happening on my microbit now is it's showing less than 5, because remember, that's what we said our number was set to 3. So you should be able to test it now on the microbit as well as on the emulator. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to makecode.com, and we're going to put in the else portion of that if statement. So we'll just go back to makecode.com now. So here in makecode.com, we want to add an else statement. Now, if I go into logic, I could just drag across the if true, then else, and then drag the blocks that I already have into the then part and then change something else. But once I'm in here, in the if statement, if you look at the little gear change settings bit here, I can click on that. So then I can pull across the else and drop it in under the if, and it makes this into an if then else statement. Now once I have my else, I just click on the gear change again to get rid of that. So here within my else, I'm going to go into basic, I'm going to show string, and this time I'm going to, instead of hello, I'm going to put in greater than or equal to 5. So what we have now is on start, set item to 3. If item is less than or equal to 5, show string less than or if item is less than 5, then we show string less than 5. Otherwise we show greater than or equal to 5. So I'm going to start it again, and it shows the less than 5. I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to make it equal to 5. And this time you can see it shows greater than or equal to 5. If I make it 10, again, it's starting again and it's showing greater than or equal to 5. If I go back and make it 2, then it is going to show less than 5. So this is just a basic design or decision project, very simple one where we're just checking a number, checking the value of the number. So in the next screencast, we'll look at some more examples of using decisions within microbit. So we'll have a look at some other projects in there.